I arrived in Naples with a suitcase, a camera, and many expectations. But the moment I stepped outside, I understood that no expectation would be enough. Hi, I'm Mike, and today I'm in Naples, a city I had seen 1,000 times in photos, in movies, in stories, but that I had never truly experienced. Today I want to discover it step by step. I want to get lost in its narrow streets, smell the scent of freshly baked pizza, listen to its voices, its noise, its silence. Today I don't just want to visit Naples, I want to feel it. The air was different, thicker, more alive. There was a mix of smells, fresh coffee, sea, warm asphalt, something fried in the distance. It wasn't just a city I was visiting. It was a city entering inside me. I watched people walk fast, talk with their hands, smile, argue. Here, emotions are not hidden. They are shown. Naples is not neutral. Naples takes a side. It forces you to feel it. And I decided to let it pass through me. Castel dell'Ovo, the sea that stops you. The first thing I did was look for the sea. When I arrived in front of Castel dell'Ovo, I slowed my steps without even noticing. The sea moved slowly, but with character. The sun reflected on the water, creating small flashes of light that made me squint. Mount Vesuvius in the background seemed to watch everything in silence. In that moment, I understood that Naples does not live only in its streets. It lives in the constant relationship between land and sea. And there I felt small, but incredibly present. Toledo Station, going down into the blue. I took the metro almost for convenience. But when I entered Toledo Metro Station, I stopped. The escalators went down into a blue vortex. The walls looked like solid water. The lights reflected like waves. It felt like entering the sea I had just left above. It struck me that Naples decided to turn even a passing place into a place to live. Under the surface, the city keeps telling its story. Via Toledo, chaos that works. When I went back up to Via Toledo, it was like turning the volume to the maximum. Scooters passing a few centimeters away. Horns. Loud laughter. Voices mixing together. I smelled the strong scent of coffee coming out of a bar. I saw a man leaning on the counter arguing passionately about football. It's not a messy chaos. It's a precise rhythm that at first feels too much, but then you start to understand it. Then I entered Galleria Umberto I. Light filtered through the glass dome and drew shadows on the decorated floor. Footsteps echoed softly. For a moment, everything felt elegant, almost suspended. And finally, I arrived in Piazza del Plebiscito. Wide, open, solemn. The noise becomes softer, the space breathes. I stood in the center of the square and slowly turned around myself. Naples knows how to hold you tight, but it also knows how to give you space. Spanish Quarters, inside life. Entering the Quartieri Spagnoli was like stepping into a beating heart. The streets are narrow, the balconies almost touch. Laundry hanging above your head moves like everyday flags. I heard dishes from an open window. A woman speaking loudly from a balcony. A child running after a ball. Here there is no distance between who lives and who watches. If you walk there, you are part of the scene. I saw murals, symbols, faces. The city tells its stories on the walls. It is an intense, real Naples that does not wear makeup. And there I understood that beauty is not only in monuments, it is in people. Santa Chiara Cloister, the silence you don't expect. After the noise, after the voices, after the scooters and the non-stop rhythm of the city, I needed to stop. And when I entered the Chiostro di Santa Chiara, it felt like crossing an invisible line. Outside, Naples runs. Inside here, Naples breathes. As soon as I passed the entrance, the sound changed. It didn't disappear completely, but it became softer, distant, almost muted. It was as if someone lowered the volume of the world. I started walking slowly under the arches. The colorful tiles show daily life scenes, landscapes, decorative details that look painted yesterday but carry centuries of history. I moved closer to one of the ceramic columns. I looked at the colors, yellow, blue, green. They are alive, bright. And thinking that they have lasted so long made me reflect on how Naples is fragile, but also incredibly strong. The sun filtered through the arches, drawing light shadows on the floor. Sometimes you could hear the wind moving through the garden plants. A slow step, a distant cough, the soft click of a camera. For the first time since I arrived in the city, I was not looking at something to film. I was simply looking. I raised my eyes to the sky framed by the cloister, a perfect square of blue above me. I realized that Naples is not only explosive energy, it is also depth. This place is a balance between art, faith, silence, and time. Naples outside is constant movement. Inside here, everything invites you to slow down. And maybe that is what struck me most. In a city famous for chaos, there is a place that forces you to slow down. I stayed there longer than I expected, without hurry, without speaking. And when I left, returning to the noise of the streets, I realized something had changed. It wasn't the city, it was me. Spaccanapoli, tradition that resists. Leaving the silence of the cloister, I felt the noise of the city slowly coming back. Then I found myself on Spaccanapoli. It is a line that crosses the ancient heart of the city. A street that seems to cut Naples in two, but actually unites it. As soon as you step into it, the perspective changes. The streets become narrower. Buildings rise above you, almost closing the sky into a thin strip of blue. Light enters in beams, hits the worn walls, reflects on shop signs and windows. Walking there, you are not just crossing a place, you are crossing centuries. I slowed my pace. I didn't want to miss anything. The artisan shops are small, but full of details. Carved wooden objects, nativity scenes built with incredible precision. Tiny figurines showing everyday life scenes. There is something powerful in seeing someone create with their hands. In a world that runs fast, there time has another rhythm. Each object is not just a souvenir, it is a story. I noticed that many tourists enter, look, take photos, buy. But if you stop a few seconds more, you understand that here they don't just sell a product. They pass on an identity. Spaccanapoli is not perfect. There are walls marked by time, electric wires crossing the facades, voices overlapping. And while I walked, with the camera on and the crowd around me, I felt part of something that existed long before me, and that will continue after. Then I entered a pizzeria. The smell hit me before I even sat down. Dough, tomato, fresh basil, wood oven burning. I saw the pizza maker working the dough with confident, almost automatic movements. An ancient gesture repeated thousands of times. The pizza went into the oven. The flames embraced it. When it arrived at the table, the smell was incredible. The high crust slightly burned, the mozzarella still moving. I took the first slice. Hot, soft, perfect. In Naples, pizza is not just food. It is culture, identity, pride. And Piazza Municipio, two faces, one city. I saw Piazza Municipio twice. The first time during the day. The lights highlight the lines of the buildings, the architectural details that during the day go unnoticed. People walk more slowly. There is less hurry. I stopped in the center and looked around. During the day, I saw the function. At night, I saw the atmosphere. Naples changes face when the sun goes down. It becomes more intimate, more reflective. And in that square, I understood one thing. This city is never the same. The same street, the same square, but two different souls. And maybe that is what makes Naples so alive. It is not static. It transforms in front of your eyes. During the day, it shows you its movement. At night, it shows you its depth. And I was lucky enough to see both. And while the train was moving away, looking at the last images of the city, I understood one thing. Naples is not a place you visit only once. Naples stays on you. And sooner or later, you come back.